Is it still high?
Oh, we live.
Hey! Wait, we have to hit record on the.
Oh yeah, we gotta. All right.
This is our first time going live.
Ever. Well, ever for me.
Ever. How y'all doing? Welcome to Content Queens episode 10.
What's up, Kingdom?
Woo. Where y'all from? We're coming from Brooklyn. We want to know where y'all are at. Comment in the chat as we wait for more participants to join us. We're really excited. It's our first time ever going live. Yeah. We're a little tardy to the party, but we on CDT time. Okay?
You can be late to your own party.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, you can't see us.
Why can't you see us?
Wait a minute, we're gonna tech it.
Of course.
1 minute in.
1 minute in and tech. The what? Did it start right now?
Yeah,
it started. It's people in here.
Can y'all see us? We have a little set. We haven't seen the tech. Oh, I'm gonna take these bracelets off.
Yeah, so glad I didn't miss it. Hi, ladies. Hey.
What's up?
Can you guys see us?
Can y'all see us? Or y'all can just hear us?
Okay, y'all good now. Oh, we got it. All right.
Perfect.
Let me see how we look on the screen. Okay.
We got Ashley here. That's our assistant. She's in here.
She's going to be helping us through this episode. But thank you guys so much for spending your Tuesday evening with us. We're celebrating 10 episodes strong. That is such an accomplishment. I look back at this season. I can't believe we actually sat down.
Yes.
Carved out time
to do this. And not even just carved out time. I always toot our own horn, but we got 40,000 listens for our first season ever. That's pretty damn good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that is a testament to just start. Just do it.
Literally. Because we still don't fully know about podcasting. We had a vision, we had an idea, we did a little bit of research, and here we are.
And it took us a whole 2 years to actually sit down and do it. We initially got that idea in 2019. We were scouting out studios in the summer of 2019 and crickets.
Yeah. And then COVID happened and we were like, you know what? Now is the time.
Now is the time. Look.
Yes. It's a blessing.
Not always when it's supposed. It happens when it's supposed to happen. You always have to remember that for sure.
Yes.
Let's get into some updates. So what's been new? It's been 2 months since our last. Thank you guys again for your patience.
Yeah.
We had to get a lot of things in order. We knew we wanted this episode to be the live show, so we wanted to kind of carve out time to kind of dedicate it to that, which really didn't really happen. We still got so much work to do. But we were able to really just get that clarity. I don't know about you, Vic, but just go on vacation, experience life without adding too much more to the plate. So we did take a little break across the board, but we're here. We're excited. What's new? What's been going on?
What's new? I went to LA.
I stay in LA. Was that your last time?
That's my last time. So I moved to Brooklyn 2 years ago, and I've had a storage unit in LA. I hadn't fully moved out. Clothes, books, furniture. I've been paying on for 2 years. So I finally cleaned it out. I'm finally a Brooklynite for real now.
And look, we legal in New York now. It happened when it was supposed to happen. Okay.
What else is going on?
But what was that experience like cleaning out all of that over the years?
It was nostalgic, but it also was a little bit sad, right? I spent 10 years in LA, and going through everything, I got to really reflect on this journey, where I've been, where I started. There were things, shoes and clothes and things that were 10 years ago, and pictures from music videos I styled. Even I found a pair of sneakers that Big Sean wore, and it was just cool, just reflecting on those things. But then bittersweet, just knowing that chapter of my life is closed now.
On to the next.
To
the next. We're all about what's next. So what's next?
What's next? Black girl smoke. Weed is legal in New York now. And before it was legal,
that's it, right?
Right. Wait.
If you are in New York right now, we need you to roll it up.
Lighters up.
We gotta get safe because we're gonna do our own, right? We're still in the whole panorama, okay?
But so since weed is legal, I have a business, Black Girl Smoke. We had it since before weed was legal. But now that it is, we'll be doing events and we'll be able to host workshops and just really spread more word and awareness and community around cannabis. So I'm excited about that.
That's really dope.
What about you, Miss I Got Verified?
Woo! Talk about it. They finally put some respect on my name. All right, I'm here for that. That was a long time coming, because I think as a creator, sometimes you feel like you're not appreciated. And, I never looked at other people's journey like, that should be mine. It's just like, I respect the process. I respect my journey. It's going to happen when it's going to happen. But I told myself in January when you set goals, God damn, you smoking us out.
A little ass move. I had to do it just once.
But back to like the journey, and I did what needed to be done. It wasn't handed to me. I did the work. I knew you needed more press, so I spoke with my manager and really put that in the atmosphere. Like, yo, we gotta get more press. So the Today Show happened, and then I had the interview with Hype Bay, and then we submitted for verification, and it happened maybe like a couple weeks later. I don't know if usually you have to submit. I don't know what's the odds of like submitting through the actual Instagram verification system and actually getting verified, or you gotta know somebody.
I feel like that doesn't work.
Okay.
I feel like that's like a ploy to get people to try, but I really truly don't feel like that works. I think you gotta know somebody.
Yeah. So I'm sure once they seen, I did the Today Show with Instagram. So Instagram's like, she's doing stuff for us. So that's also a thing as far as like doing things for free or doing things for exposure. If you have an end goal, like I wanted to get verified. So I know when you do articles, when you do press, all that stuff, you don't get paid for none of that.
Mm-mm.
And so I knew that was something that I had to do. So sometimes it's okay to do things for the free, but don't get used to it or don't do it all the time. All right, because they'll try to take advantage. But anyway, got verified.
Yes.
So hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. All glory to God. And then I did the FloJo shoot, which was like my first time ever like creative directing, like doing all of that. I'm usually the talent. I show up, I serve looks, I give face, and then I'm out. But this time I had to coordinate everything. I had to come up with mood boards and styling and wardrobe and reach out to the costume designers and all of this stuff. Hire a producer to make sure they can handle those stuff, have production assistants, like hair, makeup. I'm usually a one-woman show. Like as a content creator, I did everything myself, and that's what you should know how to do everything by yourself.
Absolutely.
There might be a time where you're not going to have all these people. But anyway.
Most of the time.
Right.
You don't have that.
I don't know. I see a lot of girls I see a lot of girls like really stepping it up these days. I don't think that's new though. I think there were girls that could afford to do those things, but I think a traditional content creator like blogger back in the day terms, it was something that you did completely on your own. So
absolutely.
We released the shirt. It sold out.
I bought that thing. I wore that thing like 4 days in a row.
So shout out to everyone who supported. We're talking about a restock right now, but definitely stay tuned. We might not. I don't know, just the way the world goes. But this for me was like my first official release. And it just was like to gauge interest. And so the streets are hungry.
I was going to say, they're interested.
I'm ready to feed them. So definitely stay tuned. It might not be a shirt. It'll be something because I got y'all. All right. So that's pretty much what I've been going through.
No, it was good. It was like the setup, the story, it all made sense. And I feel like that's how people should collaborate and that's how people should create. Like sometimes you see people pulling collaborations out their ass and you're like, girl, you don't even wear makeup. How are you coming out with a makeup line with MAC? I don't understand.
Math ain't mathing.
But
it
added up and it was beautiful just to see. I mean, I already knew that you ran track and I already knew that about you, but I'm sure a lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah.
So to see you pay homage, however you say it, to one of the greats in that way, in such a creative way, it was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
I hope I inspire the girls to step it up.
Yes. Wait, and one more thing. The attention to detail. I'm all about detail. Like you come to my house and my toilet paper has like peaches printed on it. I am detail oriented. When the package arrived, it came in the little drawstring book bag. It had the little card printout with like info, like the details.
I did all of that. I was just like, if you're gonna do it. And especially, I think a lot of the time when creators do collabs, or in general, when artists do collabs, it's like they take a more backseat approach.
Yeah. But
I'm definitely the Kanye, the Beyonce. I'm giving the creative direction because this is a reflection of my brand as well. Like I'm bringing a new audience to this clothing line, and so it gotta deliver. It has to deliver. If it's gonna have Kia attached to it, it just has to be top tier. And nothing less.
Yeah.
So when you approach your content, when you approach your collaborations, when you approach your life like that, it's just everything is just going to be high level. And that's where we're at. High level.
One thing is how you do everything.
Period. What's next? Y'all gonna be, this is gonna be like all over the place because that's just how we record and it just happens to be live.
You won't get it. So we normally take notes on our phones about what the episode is about. So there's that.
I don't even know where my phone's right now.
I don't know where this episode is though.
I definitely hear birds squeaking. These mics pick up everything. So we hear like birds.
Here we go. Okay. So I think that we should just send prayers, good energy, good love to DMX and his family. That man was such a part of the culture when I was a kid.
He still is. There would never be another
No.
DMX. Like,
Ever.
You've never seen DMX compared to anybody.
Yeah.
Like he is only
The
one
music, Belly changed my life.
Really?
Yes. I loved everything about the way it was
Shot.
filmed. Like the story, the way that it was told. June Ambrose did the wardrobe for it. I was like, oh, I'm about to do that. Like,
fire.
It shifted the culture.
Period. And it's like, I'm from New York, so of course that's like a staple. I can probably run the lines back to you from beginning scene to end scene. But yeah, DMX for me, before, like a lot of you might know Jay-Z is like my fave, but before Jay-Z it actually was DMX. I remember I used to listen to all his albums like on my way to like basketball games and stuff, and like one of my first bootlegs was one of his albums. Yeah. He's just iconic. He's just, a part of the culture. So we definitely want to send prayers up to him and his family, cover him with love and positivity.
For sure. It's actually very sad.
Addiction is a disease that needs to be treated as such.
It is, absolutely.
We got to stop demonizing it. Even using terms like crackhead and things of that nature, I think that really demonizes addiction and makes it, we're playing with it, when it shouldn't be.
This was a system.
Yeah.
This was created to do exactly what it's doing. And without acknowledging that, like you said, I feel like we're doing a disservice to what has been done to us, to our community, because crack it didn't just happen upon the Black community. This was planted here,
It was very intentional and highly, highly addictive substance. Like he said his mentor was the one that introduced him to crack. Like he was smoking.
Wow.
But yeah, so you gotta watch who you smoking after, right? Smoke your own, roll your own, okay? Now that New York is legal, roll your own, okay?
Go to a dispensary.
But yeah, it was like laced with crack, and then he's been chasing that high ever since, and it's just a sad thing all over. And so, addiction, we talk about social media addiction.
You can be addicted to anything. My therapist told me that an addiction is something that gives you a feel-good feeling, and then without it, you have a feel-bad feeling. So those people who can't go 2 hours without their phone, you might be addicted. Yeah.
We always
we always
right out the gate. Let's bring it back to when we were talking about being verified.
Okay.
I think I'm sure there's content creators out there, like, want to shout you out. Shout yourself out if you're a content creator, if you're an influencer, if you're a photographer.
Leave your handle.
Let
us follow you.
Network.
Let everybody else in here follow you.
Network. We are a community here. We want everybody to work with one another and really uplift each other. So, where are you guys from? What do you do? Are you just interested in influencer culture? Are you an influencer? Are you a photographer? Like I said, your brand, you got a brand of business. Let us know your agency. First of all, shout out to Megan. She's with an agency and she listens to Content Queens, and that's amazing. That shows that our audience is not just creators, that we can actually invoke change in the industry, because the agencies are the middlemen in the system. And they're listening. So shout out to
us a 5-star review. Speaking of, if y'all listening to us on iTunes or Apple Music, 5-star review.
Yes, shout out all the 5-star reviews. We see you guys, and thank you so much for the positive feedback.
We definitely appreciate that.
Sure. But anyway, back to verification.
Yeah.
What is the process of getting verified? What is the notoriety behind that? Like, does that give you like a special golden ticket to Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory? Like, what's the tea?
Yes and no, right? I feel like you said, it puts some respect on your name, but it also gets you into doors that without the verification, you wouldn't get in those doors. Your name wouldn't be mentioned in those rooms. Like, I think that it offers you a certain level of clout.
Okay.
In this industry.
Cool. So I'm about to collect on the cloud.
Passion.
Right. Well, it's cool. I'm going to the Diddy party. Like, we going back to Rock Nation brunch. Like, those are the types of clout I want. Okay. Rock Nation brunch meal, right?
You know what? So I will say this: when I went back to LA, I did notice a shift in culture. I feel like in Brooklyn, there are very real people who live in Brooklyn. It's not, everybody's not an influencer.
Right.
I went to LA, everything is Instagrammable. Everyone is dressed to the nines 24/7. And I haven't been there in a while, especially not for that long. So it was interesting just to see, wow, Instagram really does rule this. So in LA, you probably would get into them parties with that blue check. Because that matters.
But does that matter to me though? Like maybe if I was 23, hell yeah! Like Chris Breezy, I see you. Like, but now, like right now in the stage of my life, I don't think that really matters. But then also being able to rub elbows with people of a certain caliber that could possibly give you opportunities, I think that's also a networking thing that you can definitely use in your advantage. Like not everything about social media is negative. You know, I feel like we do have, there's a certain level or negative connotation to influencer. We think about that LA girl, cookie cutter, super bright, colorful, like, oh my God, like matcha lattes and things of that nature. When, you know, you have very real influencers.
Yeah.
And we think about people who influenced the culture prior to social media even being a thing. And it was always a level of authenticity, always a level of defying odds and stepping outside of the box. And hopefully this platform and what we do kind of shows that you can still be yourself. Like you don't have to succumb to every trend. You don't have to chase vanity metrics. That's what you see now. Like everybody's trying to chase these numbers. Like doing reels that, you know, girl, you don't even need to be doing reels. Like you don't even look like you're having a good time.
I'm tired of y'all snapping into outfits.
Oh, I did that.
I'm tired of y'all. I'm sorry. But I've seen a million of them. I don't want to see y'all snapping no outfit no more.
Snatch my wig. Like I did a reel today. No,
you did.
Let me tell you. Because they pointed out a reel that I did. They said they wanted just like that. And it's like, how many damn times?
But brands will do that.
They wanted just like that. But authentically, I wouldn't have did it again because like I did that. Like buy my old album, right? Watch my old reel.
Right. Brands do that all the time, and it's like, bruh, I'm trying to do some new shit.
Nah, they try to keep you basement, okay?
But it's not even that. You know what? It's not even their fault because that's what they see, and so that's what they see, and that's what they see performing well. And so people, humans in general, we're sheep. We're gonna follow. And just because someone is working for a brand or they're doing social media management, that does not mean that they're not following. They're just following trends like everybody else. So if you come to them with something new, they don't even know what that is because they haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate. Like trust
the creator, and that's why I'm not working with no brands that do not allow me creative freedom. Like I need to be able to say, this is my idea, this is how I'm going to incorporate the brand authentically in my voice. Boom.
Yep. Literally. So how you get verified?
Press.
I'm trying to know.
Press by listen. Okay, so you need at least 15 to 20. Just aim there. Okay. Notable and no listicles. So you can't be like top 10, 20 girls to follow on Instagram this week, or top 5 ways to wear yada yada yada, or top 5 YouTubers to follow. No listicles. It has to be like articles. So you probably want to get in good with the editors at magazines. They're looking for content. They're always looking for content. Pitch them. Like if you have an idea, pitch them. Or sometimes you're just you. Women in sneakers right now, specifically Black women, is on the rise because I'm pretty sure all the drama we went through last year. And, you know, I'm going to take all the guilty, everything, the coins, the press, everything. I'm going to take advantage of it. But I'm taking advantage of it because it's about time. It's about time. Like I've been doing it. Like I've always been into sneakers. I get so tired of like I'm on like my 5th interview talking about sneakers. And it's just like when it's in you and it's just who you are, like why do I have to explain it? Like
you don't.
Go scroll all the way back.
Like you'll see from years ago. That's what it is. That's how I feel about wellness. Like this year, wellness is like the top fucking category. Like everybody is doing wellness. Everybody has a morning routine. Everybody's taking vitamins. Everybody's vegan now. And it's like, oh, this is y'all cute. But like we've been doing this.
Right.
So it's cool to finally get recognized for things that you've been doing.
Right.
Which again goes to say, stick with what you know and be true to yourself. It may not come overnight. Now, if
It's
you're
not
doing the
one in
snapping
10.
into outfits, it may come overnight. But will you still be here 10 years from now?
Right. It's that longevity.
Because nigga, we've been here 10 years.
I know, and that's when they say things are supposed to start happening for
Yeah.
you. So it was right on time. Like, 'cause sometimes you do need that reassurance that what you're doing, because it's, you know, this past year has been like no other.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like social media was very a passive thing that the everyday person just did passively. Now you have everyday people becoming content creators and going viral on TikTok and all these other places, or, you know, people working at the MTA, or people, the nurses and doctors dancing in TikTok. Yeah. It's like, it's become such, I don't know what to call it.
I think it's because the world outside shut down, and so we had to tune in inside.
Right.
So now all these people that like we used to see out in the streets, we couldn't, so we had to pay attention on our phones, and that's how we stayed connected with each other, with society, with the news.
But it also ushered in a new wave of creators and people that are, you know, chasing those vanity metrics and may not be doing it for not saying the right reasons, but for the same reasons that, you know, because this wasn't a job really that you chose. Like,
this wasn't a job.
Right, it was something that you just did. It was a hobby, and then you started getting a little bit of followers and recognition.
But it wasn't a job. I think it wasn't a job because nobody was paid. Right. Like, nobody. It wasn't that some people were getting paid and others weren't. This wasn't a thing.
Right.
Like, Instagram just started 10 years ago. 11.
And then if we look at social media a year ago, like, it literally almost like a whole year we've been in this pandemic, it was a lot different. Like, I took a trip down memory lane because I was just organizing my highlights. I was just bored. I was like, let me organize my highlights because I get asked the same questions all the time. So let me put in the highlights. So I went all the way back a year, and I'm just looking at how my content matter of fact, going back 2 years. So I started looking at how my content changed. And it's just like, I was literally creating every single day. Like, I was on Instagram stories every day doing something, whether it was just my makeup. Like, I was very committed to creating. Yeah. And so I look back and I'm like, no wonder I was burnt out. I was doing too much. Yeah. And so this past year, it changed drastically. Like, no, I wasn't waking up and doing my makeup. Like, I wasn't going places. I wasn't showing outfits. I wasn't, like, I'm just in a t-shirt and sweatpants. Like, even on our live show, but this is just reality right now for me. Yeah. And so even my style has changed drastically. And so it's like the way I create is a lot more intentional. And it's like, you might not see me for 2 and 3 and 4 days because maybe I'm tapping into something else, or I'm just tired. Yeah. I look at this as it's a job, you know? And in order for us to be sustained, we have to take those steps back.
My neck started hurting. I'm not even lying with y'all. Like, this part of my neck and upper back at one point, it was like maybe 3 weeks ago, it started to hurt, and I was like, oh, I'm on my phone, and I'm not even on my phone that much. I was looking at my face, like, even like, I think I show stress like on my face a lot. So just like, I can track like when it was busy period, like my face would be have a lot of breakouts, and then it'll just go down when it's a little less. And I'm just like, yeah, like, cause I was stressed the hell out, girl. Sis is tired. She is. She was great. I also think the year made us tune into what was really important to all of us, right? Like, we showed more attention to ourselves, our family, our hobbies, our passions. We were kind of forced to. Yeah. Because the outside world and those distractions were no longer. I went home this past weekend. I had Easter dinner with my family. Last year, reading on FaceTime. And I was just so grateful. It's like, I really disconnected from my phone and just there. I tried to. And I just was like, yo, I'm so grateful. And it was like, I knew as soon as I leave this, like, my family is my safe haven. Like, they're my happy place. And I'm like, as soon as I leave this bubble, I know I got to go back to the crazy world. So let me just enjoy it. Because, you know, life is precious. Like, that's something that we definitely learned. Like, not saying it has to be life or death, but just taking care of yourself. Last year it was literally like hundreds and thousands of people were dying every day from a disease. So it did get to the point where it's life or death. I could walk outside and die. Are these frivolous things important to me anymore? Right. Like, am I about to get up and put this dress on and not go nowhere? That's why I came in t-shirt. I was like, this is like authenticity won last year, right? You got the real. And this is when people started to show the behind the scenes process. They started to show the process of everything. Everything was just real, authentic, just raw. At times it was a little much. Yeah. And sometimes it was a little ill-putted. Like, you know, certain people
like if you're known to do these things, sure.
Right.
But it seemed like everybody was jumping on a wave. Yeah, performative to just be more raw and real and behind the scenes. And I'm gonna show you my process, and I'm gonna write an ebook, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I mean, we had to pivot, sure. But and you know, I don't knock the hustle. Like we're gonna talk about it, but I can't knock it because obviously there's a market out there for it. But I think there was a lot of predatory behavior going on last year just because a lot of people had to pivot in a way to be sustainable and to make money ultimately. But yeah, here we are 1 year later. We want to have an influencer wellness check at this point. Like, how are you guys doing?
How y'all feeling? Like, what did this year bring for you guys? Like, what changes? How has it changed the way you create content? The way that you maybe view content? I unfollow like 3,000 people.
I just mute people because it's like I don't want no beef, girl. But the first time you do something annoying, I'm just gonna be like mute.
No.
And then it's like mute. It's like out of sight, out of mind. Like they can still see my content. Right. You know, I can't. Who am I to deny them access to my content? You know, they're annoying me. Like so, I'm not annoying them.
I had to unfollow because now
there's no like maybe you still enjoy my content, so I'm not gonna not let you do that. Like
unless you unfollow them, they'll still be following you.
Oh, okay.
Not block.
So not talking about mutual. Okay, not block.
Not block. Just unfollow. Everyone has to go. Okay. Like if it's one of those pages where like I scroll and I don't like your stuff, I'm just like scrolling, but I feel bad. Like I think that's the thing. I never wanted to unfollow people because I would feel bad. But now I'm like, I don't fucking see you. I see the same 5 people. I'm never gonna see you out. Right. Who gonna check me? Unfollow. You gotta go and you gotta go.
All right. We want to know you guys hashtag team mute or hashtag team unfollow. Let us know in the comments.
Out of here.
I'm hashtag. Okay, unless it's beef, and I don't beef on the internet, but if it gives me any kind of negative feeling, I'll just unfollow, block, or whatever. But generally speaking, I just mute. I don't want anybody to think that I'm more. People already think I don't like I meet people in person, and they like, I thought you hated me.
But see, you're not gonna meet them in person no more.
Eventually, things are gonna open back up, you know, and it's just like, okay, remember April 2021 at 7:58, you unfollow me? What's the deal? Like, you got beef? Like, no. So I don't need no issues with anybody out there. I don't have no negativity. Like, I don't have issues with anybody. Your content is probably just not serving me. Like, I'm not your community.
I feel that.
And so I think early on, influencers, we would meet at different events and like, ooh, mutual. Now it's annoying because I want to see the same things 20 different times.
Yeah. But I think now we're realizing that we're all so different. At first, because the community was so small, it wasn't. I feel like when I moved to LA and I started blogging, it was maybe like 20 Black girl bloggers or influencers. We all knew each other, even though we all had different styles. It was like, it's only 20 of us doing this. Now it's 20,000.
Right. That's how it was, you know, back in the natural hair movement in New York. We would have the natural hair brunches. It was like maybe 20 girls in New York that was natural hair girls. You know, every event they'll be there, every collaboration or, you know, partnership, who would do what. And I mean, I don't even know like who the natural hair girls in New York are. Like, I'm not even a natural hair girl.
Right.
You know, sis got inches.
Shit.
Sis got inches. Look, hair grew over. Nice.
I love it.
About it.
Bundles.
I'm just tired. I'm tired.
So, you know, I'm gonna say what's next. I always say what's next. If y'all listen to our episode, it's at least 20 times an episode. I'm like, so what's next?
I be trying to cut them out, but then I be like, no,
just leave it. So I just got this dope ass creative brief. I'm working with Zappos. Very excited about this. Anyway,
has the ink signed on the contract?
Yeah. Everything is signed and dried, baby, and submitted.
Please make sure.
Signed, dried, and submitted, and will be coming out in a couple days.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So tell me about the creative brief.
So the creative brief, they actually sent pictures of me. Okay. It was other influencers also, but the pictures were of me. And I think I talked about this before, but I really appreciate that because now I'm able to reference content that I know I can create and that's in my eye and my style. So yeah, I absolutely appreciate it.
I think for all the agencies out there listening, or if you're a brand, you have an internal PR company, whoever handles the influencer marketing, you guys, I think, should start collaborating with influencers, particularly us, on your creative briefs.
I love that.
Because it's just missing. It's missing a lot of things. Just our tone of voice. And not even the influencer you plan to work with. Just, you know, maybe you can consult other influencers and figure out how to make this more creator friendly, because a lot of the times you guys leave a lot of very pertinent information out, and then it's the last minute, we're trying to scramble, and then we submit based on the creative brief, and then we get
If
you know,
they even send a brief. Because some of them don't. They just be like, we just want you to take pictures, and then you take the pictures, and they're like, that's not what we wanted.
Right. No, I think every campaign should absolutely at the very least have a creative brief. Like, and maybe even add on top, me submit a creative brief or a creative outline
or a mood board.
Or a mood board, correct? Because like we need to sophisticate and professionalize. We have to start separating, you know, the amateurs from the professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And how we do that is by being professional on all ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, because when you're working in a creative field that's not this, like when I was styling, there was always a treatment, there was always a mood board, there was always some sort of outline of what we were doing and what we were focused on. And so naturally, I brought that into content creation, but everyone doesn't have that background. So like you said, it would be dope for brands to collaborate with creators. I think individually.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be like,
or like maybe reach out to us and be like, well, what should be included? Here's our creative brief, like as consulting. Like, here's our creative brief we plan on using on this campaign or whatever. I mean, NDAs and all. Let's say we don't have to deal with no legal anything, but like, what are we missing? How can we do better? This is our standard brief. What is missing? Yeah. How can we do? Or even after the fact, like I do definitely give feedback after collaborations. And I'm like, you know, it should have been this in a creative brief, or I didn't like this, or I really enjoyed working with you. Just feedback in general, I think is something that we should start doing because it's needed. If you just be like, oh, I hated that collaboration, and don't tell them and why, they're going to continue to keep doing it to the next influencer. Like we have to do a due diligence for the people that's coming behind us for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And for ourselves in the future. Yeah. Like we work with those people again. Like, hey, I don't need you to come to me like this ever again. This ain't it.
Yeah. Start asking about those timelines too.
Yeah, and phone calls. How about a phone call? I like a phone call.
I like a clarity call for sure. Yeah. Or even a touch base. But yeah. I feel like what about Zoom meetings? Do you turn on your camera or not?
It depends on what time.
Like I'm not at work, girl.
It depends on what time. If they hit me before noon, the camera's off. But if it's afternoon, I'm gonna turn it on.
I be feeling bad. Like if my camera's not on, then I'm like, how does that come across? Like if you want to call and you know the talent doesn't have their camera on, what does that tell you?
Does everybody else have the camera on? And
yeah, you just don't have. There's plenty of times like I was driving and I was just thinking, no, you know, I'm driving and can't. But there's plenty of times I'm at home, but I look dusty and I don't feel like being on camera. And I just don't be on camera.
Nah, I think I will feel away. But then it goes to professionalism because if this was a regular job, you couldn't be on there without
right. She always right. I gotta go be beat down to get on these Zoom meetings. I mean, it actually makes it better because we can have meetings with people in LA that we might not would have ever had meetings with.
Yep.
So definitely, you know, there were some pluses to the last year.
Yeah, sure. But Zoom also changed the way people's houses looked. Like, I've been on Zoom calls and y'all, it's plants hanging in the back. It's fucking
set design.
Yeah, I got on this Zoom call and like, I don't have no art on my walls yet. In my old place, I had art. Anyway, this girl's Zoom call was so beautiful. I was like, damn, I'm ready to get off here. Like, the setup was dope, but when you think about it, we've had a year to perfect that.
But then it's also, you know, Zoom background, like
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like when people send the background and you gotta upload it because it looks like green screen. If you move too much, the background is like moving.
Or even people who maybe they don't live and they feel pressure to jazz up their home. And you know, that's a more societal pressure. It's on people that maybe can't afford it. I know a lot of kids in school, like my sister's a school teacher here in New York, and she said none of the kids don't be having their cameras on. And so
what?
Nobody got their cameras on. Oh, that's a whole nother story. This man,
it's a lot for them though. When I was in Texas, I was visiting my niece and she's in 3rd grade. She had her camera on, but that thing was asleep. She was like this. I said, baby, you need to get up. Yes, because it's so, I mean, it's
for sure. I give them grace.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't know.
Mm-hmm. And we don't know.
We don't know either.
And shout out to any parents out there, especially single parents. I know that this this time has probably been very trying for you. You know, you gotta get your stuff done, your work done, and then you also have to help your children because they're not going to a physical school right now. So shout out to you. Are there any moms in here? Any single moms in here? Or dads? Any single dads?
All right, let's move on to some poll results. So if you guys remember our last episode, we were speaking about Instagram live rooms. Have you tried it? It's the feature where you can have up to 4 people in a live together. If you tried it, let us know. If you haven't, I mean, you haven't. Did you try it? Do you like it if you tried it? Yeah, I guess the first week that it got enacted or whatever, I did a live room with Instagram.
Okay.
It was me, Bessie.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
What's his name? Kev on stage, and Greg, a photographer, and we were just talking about, you know, being creatives and, you know, all these things the last year. You know, same kind of thing we get asked all the time.
Yeah.
But it was pretty chill, just, you know, having a conversation. I thought it was dope. I do think they need to fix that third screen with the comments on the person's face. You should be able to hide it or put it some other place. I do think that user experience is not that great. I'm pretty sure
they'll fix that
by now, right?
Yeah, because even when it's 2 people, those
it just messes up the whole experience.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes you don't even need the comments. Like, disable.
Right. Can you do that?
I don't know. No, I don't think you do that.
Oh,
I should be able to. So to the poll results on that, I ran a poll on Twitter. If you guys didn't know, I do run our Twitter. Follow us at Content Queens, right? Where is it at? All right. So I asked Twitter, are you feeling the IG rooms? 67% said dope. 33% said nope. What about you guys? Are you feeling them? Here for it. Have you done one yet? Like, do you even have 3 other people you want to go live with?
No, I haven't done one, but I tuned into someone's, but then I quickly got out of it. I was just like, this chaos, this is too much. Yeah, it was like people talking over each other. It was too much for me.
I think everybody's just trying to compete with Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And everybody's coming out with their version of Clubhouse. Like, what do you guys think about these audio rooms? Like, everybody, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, even Spotify is talking about audio rooms. Like,
no. I'm over. I don't want to hear people talk.
I'm exhausted. Like, why do we need all these social platforms?
Because we can't go outside. That's why. I honestly think that's why.
I mean, of course, I don't think Clubhouse would be what it is if we were regular.
We could be outside partying.
Yeah.
Now we got a party on the phone with other people.
Yeah. I mean, Clubhouse, if you guys remember, I was team Clubhouse in the beginning. It was just something new, exciting. I would be on it all hours of the day and night, but, you know, like all good things, they must come to an end.
Speaking of come to an end, I didn't write this down, but I just remembered MySpace. Did you know that MySpace is like reactivating old profiles? MySpace. So if you got your MySpace login from way back in the day, you log in, your page is gonna be exactly the way it was when you left it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think.
I wonder can you search like your old name?
I don't know. I think it's starting this month or next month, but they're relaunching.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that.
I'm here for that for sure. I'm here for it. That's a dope for me.
Yes. Also, so on Instagram, I run our Instagram. Shout out to all of y'all that be commenting and sharing and liking. We see you. So I asked you guys a couple questions about why do you want to be an influencer? And so one response is the real influence is being an influencer in real life, like influencing people in real life. And so I asked you guys how y'all feel about that. 93% of you said yes, the real influence is how you influence people in real life, and 7% said no. So what do y'all think? I
think it's both. Like, so if you're influencing people on the internet, naturally you're influencing people that you already know in real life as well. We talk about, I think was it last episode or 2 episodes ago, like this was something that we've always been talking about, how this is something that we kind of like fell into because we were always influencers or leaders. People always come to us about a particular thing, or maybe we had a certain skill. And so from there, it's like you're already influencing people in your real life. Like my mom went natural because of me. Like my sister went natural because like these are these little ripple effects that you're having in real life as well. I think a lot of people use that as a dig at influencers sometimes, like to be shady.
Right. Well, but I could see see where it's coming from, because some people don't influence shit in real life.
Right.
But then they get on the internet and they posing.
Well, that ain't us. And
no, but I do understand.
Yeah, I
I
get
could
it.
understand how
I get it.
that is.
I think focusing on just being you authentically is gonna have that effect regardless.
Yeah. Y'all can get tired of saying that, but that's literally
That's
you want the secret ingredient?
Like, that's the highlight of the
That's
season.
it.
That's it. Be
yourself.
authentic. Be yourself.
All right, so how to not? In the last 2 months, what you see, what you read?
Oh, speaking of C on Apple TV is a hot. It has Jason Momoa, whatever however you pronounce his last name, but girl, he is fine. Don't want to give too much away, but C is like the people in the show is blind and it's taking place like the year, like so much in the future is dystopian, but it's to the point where like they have like a second industrial revolution or something, but there's no technology, there's no hot water, like they're literally living off the earth. Yeah, it's so good. Okay. Yeah, it's on Apple TV. First season is out. So good. So that's a hot for me.
Okay. How many episodes?
I would say like 8.
Oh, that's not bad. Like an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you want more. I was so upset. I'm like, I want more. Like, I want more. And it's just like getting these diverse stories with diverse people in the cast is what it's all about. Like even, what is it? What was the cowboy one that just came out on Netflix?
I don't know what that is.
Something cowboy. Cocaine Cowboys? No. Is it that one? I don't know. But it's on Netflix and it's once again about, cowboys in Philly and so like and it's black people.
I saw the preview for that. I didn't watch it yet.
So good. That is definitely a high as well.
You watched it?
Yeah.
I need to watch it. My mom used to be a cowgirl.
Really?
Yeah, she used to ride West
That's why you were on that.
And rodeos and all of that. That's why I started horseback riding.
Yes. Oh, I like that one, cat. Alignment.
Yes. So I'm watching that tonight, actually, when we done with this. Snowfall.
Yes.
It's a hot for me. I just started.
You just started?
Well, I started like 3 weeks ago, and I'm right now on season 3, so I've watched a season a week.
Okay. So we're on season 4 right now.
It's
right?
4?
Is it 4 or 3?
I don't know. I don't know how many seasons it is.
I think we're in season 4.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm here for a mostly black cast. I love that.
It brings to light what we were talking about earlier in the show about addiction and how it was planted in our neighborhoods and things.
Exactly.
To fund a war. But
literally, it's a good show. If you haven't seen, do y'all watch Snowfall? If y'all have not watched it, watch it. What else did I watch that I love? Oh, La Negra Day. So
she always got something, right?
I do. La Negra Day is a French film. It's black, written by a black man, directed by a black man. The main actress is black, and it was filmed in the 1960s. Won like lots of awards. But I watched it with Lou. My boyfriend speaks French. That's his first language, and so I thought it'd be cool for us to watch a French film. But the aesthetics, beautifully shot. Like every shot just looks like an image. And I don't know. I've been stepping outside of Instagram and like exploring other mediums, old films and magazines and like film photography, just to like spark some new level of creativity, because I feel like I've been stagnant in creating because I'm consuming the same shit over and over and over. And how can you create anything new if you're not seeing or consuming anything new?
Right. We used to travel, we used to be outside, get inspiration from so many different places. And now it's just like limited to literally your devices.
Yeah.
Entertainment, media has not changed, it just kind of shifted. Everything is pretty much on digital. People still want to be entertained.
Yeah. We need to be.
We do. Yep. We do. That's why, our job as creators is so important. I don't think we're valued at times. I do not think we're valued.
Wait, so last thing, Game Changers. Watch it. So good.
What is that one about?
So Ashley put me on, my assistant, and it's basically a documentary documenting vegan or plant-based athletes. So there's a woman on there who is a cyclist in the Olympics. I think she won an Olympic gold medal. She's in her 40s. She's one of the oldest women to ever win, I think, a gold medal. And it wasn't until she went plant-based. She said she cycles faster than ever before. Also the man who holds the Guinness World Record for lifting the most. I think he lifted 1,200 pounds over 40 or 50 feet. He's also vegan.
I need to go vegan.
Girl, wait. This is the part that got me. I'm not even a man, and I have a man. He's not vegan, but this is the part that I think got him. So they took these 3 athletes, college football players, and they gave them this machine that you hook up to your penis at night. And it has like these 2 little like rope things on it. And basically it measures the size of the erection, how long the erection lasts, and how many erections you have. So on day 1, they fed them beef burritos. and they measured all of that. Day 2, completely plant-based. There was a 200% increase of the size, 200% increase of the length, like of time of the erection, and 200% increase of how many erections they had.
Listen,
that's one meal.
If my man ain't vegan, he ain't eating, all right?
One meal, bruh. Just imagine what a week.
Look, I am not mature enough for this conversation, all right?
Just imagine what a week would do.
Listen, first of all, I'm sweating. It's hot as hell in here.
It is hot, y'all. We got these lights. Y'all don't even know.
Ooh, that highlight popping though.
Yes. But yeah, Game Changers. If you're interested about,
I'm watching that tonight. Look, I'm serious. My man, you gotta be vegan.
No, that thing was great.
Look at Maya. Look at all the vegans out there. Like they look amazing,
yes.
And I want to keep this youthfulness to me as well. So I definitely need to switch up. I've been working out. I got the Peloton. Ooh, yes. Speaking of hot or not, the Peloton is a hot.
You like it?
I love it. Love it. I mean, I don't know the price tag, but I'm gonna be writing that thing out for sure. But it actually has an app. I think it's about $30 a month that you can subscribe to, so you don't necessarily need a Peloton. You have a treadmill. They have like yoga classes, meditation. It's just, and they're so like the workout instructors. They are so like motivating. Like it feels like somebody's in the room, like because that's what I need to give me a workout. I need somebody shouting over me and giving me, inspiration. Like, you want to be good. You want to be great.
Do you get to choose?
Yeah, okay. I'm all black people.
Right.
I'm room for everybody black.
I love that. And she's been talking about this bike for a minute, at least like 4 or 5 months now.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm glad you got
finally pulled the trigger on that. But yeah, it's just like having something to look forward to. And I just missed, I'm an athlete. I played sports all my life. And so to not be active I'm missing a huge part of who I am.
Yeah.
So even 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, just dedicating to that. I think it does amazing for mental health and just, your physical overall wellness in your body.
Yeah. And 60-year-old you is well, thank you.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
I was watching one of your stories and she said that.
Everything I do, I'm like, damn, I don't feel like, no, you know what? When I'm 60, I'm gonna be happy that I did this face mask. No, I don't feel like doing yoga.
Do you think about when you're 60?
Yeah. I think, you know why? I think about it because my mom looks fucking amazing for 67. Like, if you saw her, you'd think that she was in her 40s. And so, look, she doesn't smoke. She's never smoked. She's had alcohol once in her life. She's been vegan for 25 years. So I'm like, damn, if you could do, and I mean, like.
But what has she sacrificed? Has she had fun? Like,
yeah.
Has she been to South Beach for spring break?
Girl, my parents on a company.
Memorial Day in South Beach.
Be out here, okay? But is Memorial Day for one weekend or for every weekend in your 20s worth not being able to walk in your 60s?
Oh, no.
See? Like, I would take people's parents that are like 65 and 66 and they walk with a cane. My mom literally be like running.
Wow.
So, when you're 70.
I don't know. When I'm 67, I'm going to sit my ass down somewhere. I don't need to be able to run. Like, I want to be like in your garden. I want to be on my farm with all my goats.
Yes.
Hopefully 50 is still with us by then. He better be. I'm going to get him taxidermy.
No, you're not. That shit is creepy. I'm not going to let you do it. Do y'all know what that is? Get him stuck.
Do y'all think I'm crazy? I'm gonna get a tattoo of his face.
Okay, you can get a tat. You cannot stuff him and put him in a corner every time we walk in.
Y'all have to greet him. Like, bury me with him, okay?
He's a sweet baby.
He's a sweet baby. What was he even talking about?
So, dope or no?
Oh. So you were telling me about how the Four article, like how Four, if you guys don't know, Four Car, they're an influencer agency. They had that shenanigan debacle last year about them. What was it about? Not hiring black people?
Yeah.
Everybody goes through a stage where they don't hire black people.
Yeah.
So
and then not paying black creators the same that they pay the white creators.
I mean, I think that's just when we talk about the pay gap, that exceeds every industry.
Yeah. Exactly.
So of course we're affected, and I think of that infuriates me, because that was one of the more premier agencies that you would like kind of like apply to get these opportunities with.
Yeah.
Before there's so many now, like Aspire IQ.
Yeah. Before it really set itself apart, I think because of the types of partnerships that it was cultivating, and just the community aspect of it.
Right. Like, they would have a newsletter. They would shout out all the different partners.
They would have events and things. Weren't you? There was
they had like a mentorship program. I was one of the mentors. That was a whole shenanigans with that thing too.
Really?
I think my mentee, I forgot, she was saying something about it was something that happened amongst them as well.
Oh
no. So yeah.
Anyway, so they initially were just an agency that would connect brands with influencers for these like little one-off campaigns, and they realized that that wasn't working for them or for the influencer, and probably not for the brand either. So they revamped and regrouped, and now they're really focused on just these long-term ambassadorships. So they have an article published in the New York Times, basically just talking about the ways that influencers get jobs. A lot of it is just cold calling, cold emailing, cold DMing. Hey, I want to work with you. And that's clearly not working, because if you DM Matt get 15 million DMs a day. They're not going to see yours. And so what Ford does is they position themselves to be the middleman, but again, not for these one-off campaigns. They really do want to get you 6-month, 1 year, 2-year contracts.
And that's all we've been preaching, right? Yeah. Like we've been saying, like we want just 4 partnerships a year, and that, we could really focus on quality content, storytelling, and just also focus on our personal projects as well, because we're not just creators in the internet space, we're creators outside of that as well. So being able to cultivate that is really important for us. So I think that's dope. That is dope. I would love to see more agencies. Like even now, like I'm grateful, fortunate, I'm in a position to turn down a lot of things. And so if it's not long term, I don't see the big, like I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I rarely ever really see like sponsor stuff. If you do, it's big stuff, and I'm grateful for that. Like those one-off things is not where I'm at. Like 10 years in, I shouldn't still be doing one-offs. So you really have to judge your level, literally, like your level of experience based on the type of partnerships. And 10 years in, that just doesn't cut it. It just shows no growth. It just shows you're in it for different reasons. Not saying, there aren't exceptions, because there are, but it's just like, how do you make that more beneficial or valuable to you? Like, what is it that you really, really want to do?
Yep, exactly. I agree. It's a dope for me too. I love it. What else did you got?
So YouTube is testing removing public dislikes from videos. What do y'all think about that? Like they're just in the testing phase. Like, you'll still be able to see it as the creator on the back end. Okay. But if you're searching for videos, I use that as like a marker, whether the video is like clickbait, is it helpful? Right. They're saying, but their reasoning is, they want to stop these dislike campaigns that happen. But I feel like, so, internet bullying and cancel culture and things of that nature. Yeah. I don't think like smaller creators or people that aren't in the mega millions in YouTube, I don't think they'll be affected. They're not even affected by the thumbs up and dislike anyway. Yeah. Unless your numbers is already, in the millions or a couple 100,000s. I don't think your search results are being affected by likes or dislikes. Right. So I can only see this benefiting those mega YouTubers that's always in somebody's scandal. Yeah. And so I'm totally here for the dislike, but I think that's a staple of YouTube. They shouldn't change it. That separates them from Instagram and all these other places. Yeah. Because then it just becomes likes, like Instagram. Yeah, and that's like the reason, the reason why we like a video is like we found it helpful. And so I think if we didn't find it helpful, some people might not, but if it was like a complete waste of time, you're gonna thumbs down. And I think that giving people the option to be able to do that, I think that's important for that community. And YouTube is a whole nother And I was gonna ask, what will it do to the community? Because that's part of the culture. Yeah, we are once again chasing vanity metrics. Because right now you're chasing that clickbait is huge right now. So I wonder would that change clickbaiting as well? And then how would your video rank? Is it going to be based on the amount of likes, or are they going to completely remove that as a part of the algorithm? So I think I would hope that they, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's a no for me. It's a no for me. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So much.
Oh, okay. So speaking of apps changing, transforming, Snapchat is trying to make a comeback. I heard through the grapevine that they are paying large sums of money.
How large are we talking?
$30,000.
For what?
For a few clips, a few like aesthetic story clips, because they're trying to generate older users back to the app. So anyone that's between the ages of 25 and 35, they're trying to get y'all back on the app. And if you're a creator, maybe this is the time to do that.
I think that's important, and I'm here for that. That is a dope. I think Instagram is forgetting who is that girl, and it's the creators.
Show us some appreciation.
All right, like, and they do their parts here and there. I might get into some options on how they do their part, but where are the creator-driven apps?
Right.
Like, we need more Twitches, we need more Patreons that, you know, reward creators for creating on their platform. Instagram has turned into ads. It's ads. Okay, remove all the creators and just give the ads and see how your app is going to do, since you're so concerned with ads.
Right.
Right? And shopping and want to be, you know, Net-a-Porter times 20,000. Like, go do that and we'll see if your app's right. So
right.
Yeah, we don't feel appreciated. We don't feel valued. A lot of people are burnt out. A lot of people just feel like, you know, they're chasing this unknown number. Algorithm is constantly changing. And I think more than ever, the importance of ownership comes back again, which is the baseline of our podcast. And really thinking about how to get those email subscriptions up. I love text subscriptions because it's easy to cancel. It's easy to cancel. It's a lot easier to cancel than email.
You just text no.
So start building those numbers outside of the internet, because you're renting. You're renting these spaces. You're renting your audience. You don't own it.
I feel like we talk about crack. Instagram is an addiction. That is why they are able to get over on us like this.
Well, if we formed a union and we collectively striked. Well, think about all the movements in history.
The thing is, I don't understand why there isn't a creator union. When I was a wardrobe stylist, there's a wardrobe stylist union. You have a union, and it's a creative field. You have it so that there is a standard base of pay, and that we have rights. You get insurance, you get job security. Like, there's certain things. Keep looking at my hands.
Yes, we are ushering that change, though. Like, we're trying to completely change the landscape of influencer marketing, content creator, having ownership in this space. So hopefully we'll be a part of that change. I would love to see a union. Because all of this is just, you see it in your emails. You'll get one rate from one brand and another rate from another brand. It's just like, you know, but then what are you paying this one? What are you paying that one? It's just, we need some type of standard.
$100 the other day. I said, this is not even enough money for me to delete this email.
I tweeted the other day. I was like, listen, I'm tired of people asking me to do things for free. Like, I worked way too hard for way too long for you to play in my face like that. Like, I take that as disrespect. Like, disrespect. Like, don't play my face. Please don't. I had to get serious on y'all. Don't. Okay. Like, there are instances, as I mentioned, you know, that bring you value outside of monetarily. You know, maybe your goal is to get verified. Your goal is to do a collaboration with a brand or whatever it is. But make it make sense. Wasn't that the title of one of our episodes?
Yeah, make it make sense.
It gotta make sense. And y'all are trying it.
So Snapchat is a dope.
Snapchat is a dope. Definitely. What do you guys think about that? Like, are we taking it back? I'm pro Snapchat at this point, because I don't know about you guys, but Instagram, she's tired, I'm tired, and like, I need something new. Like, I loved Snapchat when it first came out. And that was Instagram stories for me, and just like, you know, it was good. I love the filters, and so maybe I have to explore Snapchat some more.
Too. I was anti when Instagram came out with stories. I was
we all were, because that was the beginning of them being thieves.
Right. It was.
That was the beginning. Bad. And Snapchat still manages. They have some really great programming, like original content that's really dope. But yeah, I would definitely create some stories for Snapchat. So Snapchat, holla at your girls. Yes, all right. We created an all exclusive content queen show. Like, we can talk some things. All right. we can do that. Things, all right. So that's a dope. So IG Remix, what are we thinking about that?
What's IG?
Oh, where you can do the duet, like the TikTok equivalent. I mean, the real equivalent to duet. So we can do it. I can do a real response to yours. So it's like a split screen.
I think I like that.
So you're just gonna like everything that's TikTok has.
No, I don't like TikTok, but I like the idea of someone like creating a response to you. I didn't even know TikTok had that.
I think I like it. I like it, but I just don't like Instagram just stealing everything.
We already know they gonna steal.
If
you're an app and you come up with it, a month later Instagram gonna have it.
It's just integrity, lack of integrity for me. Like integrity is really, really important to me, and it's like I can't talk about, you know, how much I value it, how much I, you know, don't like imitators, and you know.
But they're a bully. At this point, that's what it is. Yeah. Like they're just like, bitch, we're gonna debo your shit, and you're not gonna do nothing about it because everybody's addicted.
Facts. So is it a dope or a nope for you?
It's a dope. I think I like it. I'm not gonna use it, but I like it.
I was gonna ask you like, what would you use it for if you used it?
I'm not using that.
Yeah.
But I think that it would be cool if someone used content I created and like recreate. I think that would be dope.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Someone did one for you, did they? Somebody was like dancing, or you was dancing next to somebody.
That was TikTok.
Oh, see, I don't know. They look the same. You posted it on Instagram.
I posted it on stories.
Yeah.
It was a TikTok video.
Oh,
yeah, it was from TikTok. This is before IG Reels, so that I did that.
Oh yeah. That was in your highlight.
Yeah, from last year.
Okay,
like, last year this time was a dark comment. The Tootsie Slide.
Nah, he was dancing, y'all.
Listen, I'm a dancer. Like my first profession when I was a kid, I wanted to be like a backup dancer for Michael Jackson. That was like my dream job.
Was you the kid at Thanksgiving, like putting together dances?
I always had the attention. Like I was the one on stage. Like I was in all the school plays, the church plays. I sang in the choir, lead, all of that. Like I had to be the center. So it makes sense that I'm kind of entertaining, so to say, in my current position. But yeah,
I love that. I do. A nice little like natural.
That's how it's supposed to be. You just trust the process.
Yeah. Yep.
Trust God.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to those moments, that intuition. I woke up last week. This is a story about boundaries. I woke up last week. You guys, I don't know if you guys know, but Twitter, that's like my favorite social media platform. Like I had Twitter before, I had YouTube, before I had anything. I was on Twitter because that's how I got through these jobs that I hated. I would tweet through it, literally. So last week I got this like thought.
Wait, a whole helicopter. We also recording a podcast right now too. We got pause. It's not cool.
We are in the ghetto.
Okay, I think we said.
What was that name? Lay off the marijuana, right?
Never.
No, you know I was talking to them. This is a completely off.
No, you're talking about you woke up last week.
Oh yeah, I woke up last week, but I'm going to tell the story later. But I woke up last week. And no, was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. And, you know, someone told me to just put my account on private. And so I just put my account on private. And it's been, like, so amazing ever since. It's just
on Twitter.
Yeah, I think we should create these, once again, boundaries for ourselves on social media that are healthy. And it's okay to change it. It's okay to lock your account. It's okay to turn your DMs off. Like, how are you going to make this space more enjoyable for you? Yeah. And when it comes to Twitter is where I vent and where I joke. If you follow me, you already know what's the deal. And so just like, I don't want to go viral on Twitter. I don't want one of my tweets to end up on the shade room. I don't want none of that. I don't want no smoke. I don't want to argue with trolls. I don't want none of that. Somebody DM'd me something I said on Twitter, on Instagram. It had a comment on Instagram, but couldn't from the burner account on Instagram, because you know they're not going to say it from with their chest, right? And so I was just like, let's dead all of that. Like, it's a privilege to access these gems, all right, that I've been tweeting, all right? And so sometimes you gotta tell your audience to kind of meet you where you're at and create those limits.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. I turned my DMs off. It has been the best thing ever for me. Y'all can't DM me. Nobody can ask me anything personal. Nobody can comment on anything I do. It feels amazing. I did it when I took that trip to Mexico because I was like, I'm not trying to hear nobody's shit. Of course, someone slid in not in my DMs, but in my comments, and she was like, "You're traveling," and I screenshotted it and I put it on my story, and I said, or she said, "You flew somewhere," and I said, "No, I teleported."
Right.
I don't how did I get here?
I just want people to start minding your own business. Like literally mind your business. Like what is your business? Mind that. Okay. But at the same time, another helicopter.
No, I think it's the same one. They're probably looking for somebody. This is the hood. You hear the helicopter circle more than once, they looking for somebody.
Yeah, because it was a nice day today. New York do not know how to act.
No. Everybody is out.
Everybody
is hot today. Everybody is out.
What was that point? What were we talking about? Before the
Instagram remix.
Oh, we're talking about boundaries and stuff. Yeah, create those boundaries. Okay. Where we at?
I think we did our wellness check.
Oh, what do you think the state of influencer culture is 1 year of quarantine? What has changed? What hasn't changed? What do you think the focus is on?
I think we definitely saw a rise of these little like challenges and what do you call them?
Here it's still here.
It is. It's for somebody. Can y'all hear that?
What you gonna do?
Wait a minute. They got this show now called, I think it's called Body Cams. Have y'all seen? I was in a hotel and I watched it. It's basically like the opposite of Bad Boys. It's cops with their body cams on, but they're being nice to people. And
Propaganda.
Like, yes, it is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like they pull people over and like the person will be like drunk and then they'll be like, "Well, sir, can you please just step out of the car? We don't want to hurt you. What? Just step out." And I'm just like, whose idea? But it's like all shot from the body cam. It's such trash.
What channel was that on?
I don't know. Probably like Fox or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
it came
Fox.
out nice. Right.
Fake news. Sure.
Okay. I think we just go over there through the helicopter.
Yeah, I don't have to do.
Normally, when we film the podcast and it's not live, we would stop this right now and let this die down and then finish recording, edit all that out. But we not, so we can't do that, y'all.
Period. One thing that we did see an influx with this past year is definitely more celebrity endorsements and celebrities stepping more so into the content creator influencer space. I feel like celebrities always had a certain amount of influence, but their influence was outside of social media. There's no concerts, there's no nothing, so everything has been brought to social media. So what do you guys think about celebrity endorsements? Like you've been seeing them, right?
Yeah.
And how does that affect us as creators of the everyday normal influencers? Like the day-to-day, just round the way girl influencers. And does that affect our coin?
So I don't think it's anything new under the sun, right? Like, I mean, basketball players was drinking milk back in the day. Remember the Got Milk campaigns and like, so celebrities have been they were the original influencer, right? They've been doing this. So I think
I think it's more so expected of them.
Right.
So it's just like they're not going to get the same backlash that as we would get.
Yeah. And I think that's the difference. Yeah. Is that when you see Kim Kardashian holding a bottle of water and saying this is the water she drinks, you already know that's an act. They paid her for that. When you see us, you expect it to be authentic. So I think that's
something that we actually use. You automatically think that she don't actually drink that water. Like,
right.
There's some skepticism in it because it's already an ad being, because celebrities have been doing ads, like you said, since forever.
Yeah.
But it's been brought to the influencer space. So do you think it affects us?
Not really. I think it's a different aspect. I think that when brands, well, at least, again, I take it back to styling. When brands would reach out to me when I was a stylist and an influencer, it would be two different people from the same agency, because one is reaching out on celebrity behalf and the other is reaching out on influencer behalf. So I think that they even view it as like two different.
I think influencer marketing is a totally different division than celebrity, whatever they want to call that, marketing or whatever.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I don't knock it. I mean, I think it's cool that, they're able to transition. It helps them reach a younger audience, because we're not watching cable TV like that. The TV or what we watch, there aren't any commercials. And so in order to reach an audience, they kind of have to get on the internet.
I think one conversation that really got people talking, I think it was our first episode when we were talking about returning clothing, buying and returning clothing. But I have a question. What if the influencer is a luxury influencer and they're buying and returning luxury goods? Do you still feel the same way?
Yeah, I think I feel even worse. I actually know an influencer. She told me this out of her own mouth. She's a luxury influencer. This was maybe 2 years ago. She was like, I haven't paid my rent in 2 months. but I've been buying these luxury bags, and I was confused.
I'm talking about the ones that present, but she's keeping the bags, right?
Yeah,
I'm talking about the ones that
priorities are they doing it for the same reason.
I think that's why, obviously, but that brings up the fact that, everybody looks what they say about influencer culture, and a lot of the times it's true. It's fake.
So it is true. Like if you are out here buying $3,000 Chanel bags, but your rent ain't paid, but you telling the world I can afford this $3,000 Chanel bag, that's you doing the same lie that the girl who buying a $3,000 Chanel bag and returning it.
No, I think it's priorities more so versus deceitful. Like I can see if they present, okay, this is the bag that I got. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. I'm going to return this. There's plenty of times I've seen luxury hauls. I think Jackie in particular, when she said, if I don't use it or if I don't like it, I'm going to return it. Like you simply can say those things, and because we are creators and people come to us because they trust our opinion, they trust our voice, we're entertaining, and so they want to see what we're talking about. So I feel like even if we presented it as, I'm gonna do the haul or whatever, and I'm gonna return, I think there's still some trust there, because at the end of the day, we do have rent, we do the same thing,
but
the same thing.
Why are you even buying it to return? Like, what is the purpose of buying this luxury item to show to a community so they can buy it and you can't even afford it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, because remember your argument, I don't want to say argument, but your stance was, and I agree with you, that this is media.
Yeah.
And you buy, as a stylist, you buy things, you do the shoot, you return.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think most people
they don't know that.
Yeah, they don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't particularly do that. Like I mentioned, I did it one time and I was like, I didn't mean to do it, but I needed money. I only had $20 in my account. So the responsible adult in me was just like, oh, you're gonna return these clothes. But now I don't buy clothes with and maybe I'm doing it wrong. Y'all tell me. No. I don't buy clothes with the intention of I'm going to show or put a look together and I'm going to return it.
Yeah.
Because that's just inauthentic. Like everything in my closet I wear, and I'm all about sustainability and about buying things that are versatile and things you can wear a bunch of different ways. I feel like that would just completely contradict the message that I'm saying. But you were like, buy return. But if you're a luxury, you drip down in Chanel.
I think if it's a haul, I think this is what I said last time too. I think if it's a haul, that's a different message.
But what about street style posts? She is dripped down in the latest and the greatest. The latest Chanel bag on her arm, the Bottegas on her feet with the matching bag, giving the real looks down to that. But then after the shoot, she's returning on to that.
No, that's different to me.
So where do we draw the line? We can do it for H&M, but we can't do it for luxury?
Because I think that for H&M...
Right. Because you got to
think it's the intent. I think the intent. So if the intent is to style like a shoot or whatever, right? For the creative reasons, I think that's different than I'm about to buy all this shit so these bitches think I got money and then post.
But you don't know that.
I don't, but I'm saying the creator knows. So it's based on, but we also not going to know if they return it.
I know, but like for people out there, they need to know, like, this is what they want to do. Like, we don't know, but I'm sure it probably definitely happens. Like, they probably buy it on, scammer cards and everything. Like, or even running up your credit card debt to get these things as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think that the bigger question and bigger issue is consumerism, of course, and capitalism. Like, why do you feel like you need to deceive people in order to get these opportunities? Because getting into the luxury market is very, very hard as an influencer. Like, you have to live it.
You gotta have that.
You already gotta live it, right?
Because who can afford these bags and these shoes? And
those were the original bloggers, the girls that were the housewives, or they were trust fund kids, the heels.
Of course they were socialites. Yeah, that's how they did this. That's how they were able to have so many expendable clothes and accessories. But I think that this year really showed us that we like real, like we like attainable now, because people lost their jobs. Everything's uncertain. I'm not really looking at you buy this $15,000 purse.
Right. Like even look at the way we dress now. Like look how we look at fashion. It's just like
different.
I never really shopped for spring clothes, but now I'm like I want to shop for spring. Like spring was that season that you kind of like skipping straight to summer. You never really. You might bought 1 or 2 pieces, but you never like, oh, a new spring wardrobe. Now I'm like, no, I need some color. I need this. I need something more than sweatpants.
Yep, but that happens. Like when you look back at history, the Roaring '20s happened after a depression, right? We were in our houses, we weren't able to go out, and then the '20s happened, and people was going out in glitz and glam all the time. And so I think that it's funny because this is now 2020, so this is 100 years later. I think that this is our Roaring '20s. Like,
so are you stepping it out and giving the girls looks when we can?
Girl, I went to the bookstore today and I put on makeup, I had on a dress, I had on heels. And what's crazy is I would normally dress like this last year and maybe one person would say, oh, you look nice. I kid you not, Yolanda and I walk down the street, 30 people. Oh my God, you look nice. White women, old people, Black men, everybody. Oh my God, you guys look so nice because we're not used to seeing people dressed up anymore.
Yep, I went to the mall like the other day and I was just like, regular and the same thing. I was just like, I'm used to getting compliments, it was just different. It was, I felt like the outfit was just regular. It was like sweatpants or something. Like that. It was just like, or even recognize when somebody is like dressed really well now. Before it's just like, everything is just happening around you. Now we're a lot more, in tune with every little thing that's going on. I think that's really important as far as like paying attention to details and things of that nature for sure. But yeah, I'm definitely, once we could go outside safely again.
Oh yeah, we won't be out.
Whew, man.
Listen, y'all going to need a new outfit every day. Where you going? To the mailbox.
Right. I was definitely
somebody go see me.
I'm scheduling a time right now for Orderly to come, organize, and clean out my space.
Yep.
Best believe, baby girl, she's coming.
Yeah. And you know what? I also think that that's a very East Coast thing because in LA, they've been able to like sit outside at restaurants and like go to the park and like do these outdoor socially distanced things. But it's been cold. We've been in the house for 6 months.
And it's like, those 3 months, 4 months, it's like why you really live in New York. Because summer in New York is unmatched. Like if I lived anywhere else in the world, I would come back to New York from May to probably October.
Yeah.
Like every year, just because it's just that energy. Mm-hmm. It's just the smell of garbage.
The fireworks.
The nutcrackers.
The niggas on the mopeds.
Right.
I'm here. I can't wait.
Yeah.
This year.
I'm here for it for sure. We are an hour and 16 minutes in.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Not bad. Are you guys enjoying yourselves? You know, a little check-in real quick. Do you have any questions?
No
questions.
Okay.
If you guys have any questions, definitely leave them.
Drop them.
Of course.
To hear that.
But yeah, let's continue.
I'm glad we haven't had any like tech issues. Thank you, God. Like this is good. Knock on wood.
Where we at?
So, if you purchase an item or a service,
is this the question of the week?
Yeah. Okay. This is the question of the week. If you purchase an item or a service, are you No. This is this the question of the week?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's the question of the week. Are you obligated to tag the person or business or brand?
Yeah. I don't think you're obligated, right? So anyway, let me tell you the backstory about this. Megan Thee Stallion, she never tags her nail artist, and she's because my nail girl Kia, she's definitely voiced to me like how she feels about the industry and how the lack of respect for nail techs and just the artistry in general. So I definitely see it because I do value my nails and I value the creativity that she puts in her time ultimately. Yeah. And so it's not even a clout thing or you want to get money off of me. It's a creative to another creative. I'm showing you respect. I'm giving you your recognition and letting you know, like, it's credit. Like you said, like this is another extension of media. And if we're looking at this as a publication or, we tag everything else, why aren't we tagging the places where we get things from or services that we get done? This by no means that you should or you have to. I think it's just a good business practice as a creative to do that. But I also understand why some girls share nothing. Yeah. Because people go out and they think because they go to the same hairstylist as you or go to the same nail girl as you, they think they know you or they feel like they on your level or there's some type of competition where they want your life. Where we spoke about this, was this last episode or episode before last? Like if they buy everything that you tag, are they you now?
No, it's giving single white female for me, and it's a no.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, like certain things I'll tag and certain things I won't tag. It's just like, it's very annoying to like work so hard with a photographer, right? And so like y'all are building chemistry with one another and you're both defining your styles together. And somebody says, oh, I want to work with her because Kia worked with her. I want my photos to look just like Kia's, so that's why I'm going to work with this person. I think it's all about that intention.
Yeah.
And then it brings back like our job, like the basis of our job is research.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are put in this position because we researched all these things and we share it with our audience. So for another influencer or content creator with an audience to just chop out that research part and just go to the Vix page and say, oh, this is the sustainable brand and they got this and they got that. Let me now post about them or let me now wear their stuff and act like, without giving the credit. I think it's the credit.
If
you don't give credit, that's the issue for me.
Yeah, it's the credit for me too. I think that, like you said, if we take it back to traditional media, they always post, like if Condé Nast is doing a travel story, they're gonna post the hotels they went to, the restaurants they went to. And Kia and Vic can go stay at that hotel. Kia and Vic can go eat at those restaurants. Harper's Bazaar cannot go do a story on that same exact place in those same hotels and same restaurants because then that's copyright.
Yeah.
And so I feel the same way about digital creators. If you wearing the same thing, going the same places, and there is no credit, that's copyright. What are we doing?
Yeah. And I think because it's the internet, because of social media, it hasn't been taken serious. And people, I don't know, I don't think people have been called out on it. I think we really need to start calling in a very nice profession. There's a way to do it, like especially us as women, we feel like, things have to be catty or, women have to be catty if they can disagree. But like some people just don't know. Like, listen, girl, I thought that was kind of whack. No, you don't have to say that. You don't say that. Don't say that. You don't think it's that whack. Just, I don't know. What will you say?
Hey,
I
saw you stayed at this place. Did you have a great time? And I'll, respond and just say, oh, it would be really dope. Did you stay there because you saw I stayed there? Or did you do this because you saw I do it? Me do it. Yes. Well, I think it would be really cool. It would be cool if you gave me credit from creator to creator. We both know that this is how we grow. Yeah. I think that's a good way to go about it.
So would y'all do that? Would y'all slide in the DMs and be like, because there's plenty of time, like, listen, like, I said it the other day, and this is in the most respectful way. All these bitches is my sons, all right? Respectfully, right? So there's a lot of influences out there that stem from me. I'm going to say that. Because I'm not the first person that said it to me, and I thought I was tripping, but people reaffirmed that.
I've said it to her before. I've seen her pictures and been like, bro, you did the same picture. This sneaker with these nails, you did that. I'm going to send you the picture. I just want to fact check to make sure.
Right. And so it's just like, just to be given credit, like, yo, you inspired me. And there are women out there who have told me that they inspired me or I inspired them, like other influencers and stuff. And I'm like, respect. It takes a lot to be able to say that because, this business is all like, I was the first, or I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm an influencer, so I gotta be here. Like, no, we all are inspired by one another. Mm-hmm. But how you take that inspiration and use it is how you make it your own, for sure.
I've taken things from people and I've told them before, or I've even asked before, hey, I saw you do this in your story. I thought it was really cool. Would you mind if I did it? There's a girl named Catherine. She's in LA. She did this really cool reel with colors. And I DM'd her and I said, hey, I was really inspired by this. Would you mind if I did my own version? She's like, yo, it's dope that you asked me. I don't mind at all. I did my own version. And in the caption, I tagged her, hey, this was inspired by @KR, whatever her Instagram is. Because not only do I feel like you should ask the person permission, but then you need to let the world know, hey, this was not originally my idea.
And I think that just brings more integrity and community back into the platform. And I think it just,
I agree.
Start giving credit. Like it literally costs you nothing. And my nail pictures always go viral, or people always take it to their nail person to get a recreation. And it's just like, this was created specifically for me, because I have a relationship with Kia, who's also my friend. And it's just like, she knows me, and this was carved out for me personally. And so for you to take that art that was created for me from her and put it on you, like it's just I don't know. It's very, very weird. Like, but you still can be inspired by it. Like, don't just copy and paste the whole entire thing, because I think inspiration is also another buzzword that people use. I was inspired. No, girl, you copied head to toe.
Right.
You wasn't.
And there's a difference.
Clear difference.
There's a difference.
So start being real, start giving credit, and it's okay to be inspired. Like, we're not saying that.
Yeah.
We're all inspired.
Yeah.
Vic inspires me. Like, even how I started blogging was because of Vic, you know, years ago on some shit. Are we gonna get into that? All right.
I feel like we should talk about it.
So we are Eskimo sisters. Does anybody know what Eskimo sisters are? All right. So yeah, we used to date the same guy, not at the same time.
Not at the same time. He was my high school sweetheart-ish. Yeah.
And I dated him in college. And so
we didn't know each other.
And we're from two totally different cities and whatever. And so me and the guy, we met at college. And so he used to put me through so much shit.
Me too.
And I'm like young, 18, 19. And so like I was just insecure, of course. And so like I would go through, like, cause he told me all his ex-girlfriends. So I went right on Facebook and I friend requested all of them, I feel like. And so Vic was one of them. And so Vic, I was a bird back in the day. Vic she messages me and she's like, hey, I saw your friend request. I'm just wondering, do I know you from somewhere? I was like, no, you don't know me. I was so nasty. I was like, you don't know me. Like, you just gonna do. No, I didn't say that. I was like, you don't know me. And so she's like, oh, okay. And so we were friends from that part. Like, that was the end of the interaction. But I would see her on Facebook is before, all we had was Facebook. And so
I think you had to be in college.
Yeah, we were in college, so I would see like her on my news feed. I would see all her, her pictures and her story. I read about her, moving to LA, becoming a stylist and things of that nature. But then she started posting, I think, her blog stuff. And I was just like, oh, a blog, what is that? This is cool. And this was around the time I graduated from college, and I kind of like didn't know what I wanted to do with life, but I knew I loved fashion, and I got on Model Mayhem, started doing stuff. Model Mayhem. And so I remember one of the photographers was like, you should get a blog, and I was like, a blog? I was like, I didn't really understand what it meant really, but then I equated it back to Vic and seeing one of her posts. I was like, oh, there's the girl. I remember a blog. So then I went back and I started reading like her blog and saw like kind of get like the structure of what a blog is actually like. So then I just started, creating my own images and it was a personal style blog and all this other stuff, whatever. But that was before I created a YouTube channel. If you don't know, broke my ankle, that's how I created a YouTube channel. But I couldn't do any styling gigs. I couldn't do no style pictures or anything for my blog. So I had to create the YouTube account because I could just sit right here and record with my broken ankle and still, express myself creatively. So it's just amazing, like, how you take inspiration and how full circle moments, like, we're actually working together. Like, who would have known?
At all. But let me tell y'all, I did not remember any of this.
My memory, let me tell you.
She knew. When we met in person, she was like, let me tell you how we first met. I was like, what? I don't remember that at all. I remember that nigga. But
there was probably so many girls at that point.
It was too much.
I think I remembered it because it was like a pivotal moment for me because it was like a career shift.
Right.
And even before the career shift.
Yeah.
Because when you look back, it's just like those little moments. Because if you would have never accepted the friend request, like, would I be here today? Like, we can do that,
right?
The
butterfly effect,
right?
Seriously.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so like every moment, every second counts. So literally make it count.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's a quick little story about how me and
we
kind of
met.
Yeah.
And now
that's crazy. I guess if you like the same guys, I guess you could go into business together, right?
It was crazy. Neither one of us would do that. We've been even like twice.
Yeah.
Now, no offense. Hopefully he not listening. I think I blocked him already.
He be in my comment.
Oh no, he did do something shady once.
When he messaged you like, oh, how y'all doing?
How y'all know each other?
Right.
Bruh, sit your down.
Shout out to him though.
Yeah, I think like you said, inspiration is endless. It's everywhere. You gotta get off the internet though. I feel like to be really inspired. Because like that's why I know I keep saying this. That's why all y'all snapping into y'all clothes because y'all keep seeing 50-level women snap into their clothes. You get off the internet, you'll start creating something that other people are gonna want to create because someone was the first person to snap into an outfit.
Yeah.
Someone was the first person to do all of these challenges and these things that we're doing, and oftentimes they come from getting off the internet for a little bit.
one of my favorite quotes, create the things you wish existed. Like, I think if we start operating from that point of lack, just how, we serve our audience, right?
Yeah.
We're filling a void, we're answering a question, solving a problem. If we approach our creativity or how we innovate in the same way or get inspiration, I think, that's where that breakthrough really happens.
Yeah. I also think that something I've been doing lately is getting back to creating for fun, because I spent so much of my time creating because it's work.
Yeah. And what does that look like, creating for fun?
So I started blogging again. And I haven't done it consistently in years, but now it's like 2-3 times a week. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks.
That's dope.
But still, it's like, I don't care if anyone reads this. I just want to get it out here. Versus Instagram, you're measuring metrics. You're measuring, how well you're doing, how many followers you have, and creating a space outside of Instagram, or even like you have a burner account, like even having a Finsta, it helps just release that creative energy without the pressure of the performance.
Definitely. I definitely blogged. Like big moments, I blogged the Flojo thing, just to have it on the internet somewhere. Because things on Instagram get lost.
Right.
And then when you're talking about SEO and then ownership, of course, and bringing new viewers, a new set of eyes to your platform, I think blogging is really important, and just it'll make your caption stronger. It'll just make you stronger creatively all around. Like, who cares who reads it? It's like
I was just about to say that.
But that's how it was before. Like, you talk about the outfit, like, today was it this day? I decided to put this on. Like, just make it about nothing, right?
And you go back and you read, and you're just like, I remember that moment in my life. I remember when I was that person.
And I know girls who still get opportunities from their blog.
Oh yeah. I had one last year. I mean, I was like, I get one a year now at this point because I'm not doing it. But like when they come, they're actually really good, because again, SEO. For those of you that don't know, SEO is search engine optimization, and that means you're Googleable. Unfortunately, all the content that you post on Instagram is not searchable on Google. The beautiful thing about YouTube as a blog is that if you type in how to dye natural hair at home, your YouTube video or your blog post will show up. If you did a bomb ass reel and that thing got 120,000 views on Instagram, nobody outside of Instagram.
But then also micro content, how you can turn that reel into a blog post, into a YouTube video, or take that YouTube video into a reel, into a blog post. All right. So make your content work for you. Make her do some backflips. All right. She don't just want to do a cartwheel on Instagram. Make her work. All right. Get some old bows out.
Okay. And Pinterest. Woo, we never talk about Pinterest.
Okay.
The marketability of Pinterest is fucking insane. If you have a food or a travel, like blog, vlog, website, whatever, like Pinterest is a place to be.
Yeah, and there was like a number I read today, it was like 50%, like literally split in half on Pinterest is, I think it was like urban and suburban. So like the crossover on Pinterest is insane.
My analytics on Pinterest
really
crazy. Yeah, like 200,000 views a month. Wow. And the easy thing about Pinterest is you can get it from people pinning your Instagram post, and from you pinning other people's things. Like, you don't even gotta just pin your own stuff.
Yep. So start pinning your stuff, of course.
But then just create Pinterest boards. Pinterest is great.
I get what number you? This one?
Yeah, 135
monthly views. That's dope.
Yeah,
and 4.3K followers.
See, people looking for you.
I be on Pinterest daily. I create boards about every single thing in life. If I'm going on vacation, I'm creating a board.
It means the whole life planned out. Y'all don't even know it.
Yeah, she got some wanderlust board, and I'm like, let me get access to that. For all these places she wants to travel to.
I also have these Airbnb folders. This is what I do in my free time. I save Airbnb. So like every city I want to go to, I have like 30 Airbnb saved.
Sirens.
They look at somebody tonight.
It's out here.
So
back to credit.
Yeah, back to credit. Give credit and don't give credit.
What y'all think? And then what about photographers?
So
we're paying, because that goes back to like, I don't know, like if Vic works with a photographer, if it's like last minute and I need somebody like Vic who can work with, like, but I'm not going to consistently go with somebody because that is Vic's style. Not saying I can't pull a different style out of a photographer, but it's like, and I think as creators, we should get in the habit of working with different photographers, but at the same time, like, not on everything. You should have a steady photographer that kind of like knows your aesthetics, knows your angles, can execute. And then for creativity wise and inspiration wise, maybe work with different photographers here and there. But I'm not going to specifically go to Vic's photographer, you know, and try to pull out my aesthetic. I'm going to get Vic's aesthetic.
Yep. I think that's actually wrote a blog post years ago about finding the perfect photographer partnership, because a lot of times people are like, oh, you're a photographer, take my pictures.
Right.
And that's not how it works. Like, you have a different style, we may not vibe in person. Like, there's so much that goes into it. So I think that, like Kia said, finding someone that you just vibe with, that you know, you're like, I this campaign, I know they are gonna execute, no questions asked. I don't even gotta tell you about I don't have to tell you nothing, because we've done this so many times. And then, you know, there's
the last minute stuff happens, and it's just like, you gotta go and who you gotta go with, and that happens.
Exactly. As far as tagging though, so I approach it the same way that I kind of approach tagging services, right? Like, if it's a one-off, like if a one-off person did my nails, and do I need to tag them? Nah. But if it's like a homegirl that did my hair, and I'm like, this is gonna help her out, then absolutely I'm tagging, because at the end of the day, I know that someone is gonna look for that. I know that someone's gonna go to this person or this shop. So if I intentionally want to help them out, then yes. The same with the photographer. I think where it gets iffy for me is in a campaign.
I don't tag them in a campaign.
I don't either, but I had a photographer once email me and ask me to tag them in the campaign. The tags, the caption, the hashtags, everything has to be submitted to the brand. So did this give us a timer? Oh no, I thought it moved though. You saw it move? What moved? This thing?
I ain't looking at that.
Okay. Anyway, so a photographer reached out and asked me to tag them, and when you get to a brand, you already submitted all the tags and everything, and I felt very weird. And then they came back and they were like, well, technically I own the rights to these photos.
Right.
And so,
I tag.
In campaigns, you tag?
In campaigns, I had to think about it. I was like, campaigns, I tag. For sure, because I could get them an opportunity. But then it's just like, I'm giving everybody opportunities. Who's getting me opportunities? Am I the opportunity person?
Yeah.
You come to me when you want opportunities?
You the plug. When you're the influencer, you're the plug.
I'm the plug for everybody. I'm tired. Who is the plug for me? Who's tagging me? Who's tagging me? Who's bringing brands to me? I want money in my pocket. I can count, like, literally, and I do this because I want to do it, but I put money in plenty of people's pockets.
Same. And
I'm glad that I'm in a position to do that for those, you know, who deserve it, for sure. But like, who's putting money in my pocket?
I mean, it's exhausting. It is, because it feels the relationship.
Exploitive.
Yeah.
Because like, somebody reached out to me the other day and was just like, I want to be your personal photographer. I'm like, sure. Let's set up a test shoot to see if we're aligned. And if I do start working with a new photographer, you're definitely gonna have to sign a non-compete. You're definitely gonna have to do a probationary period. And that's just the baseline of it. Yeah. Because like, I'm not gonna invest so much of my time and value and my expertise into to molding you to make you, because I literally make people better. I know that about myself. Like, just my work ethic in general, just being around me, this is no copying anything. This is just what it is. And so I know what I bring to the table. You're gonna get molded. You're gonna get mentored for free. All of this for free. I have to be getting something, you know, more long term and, you know, exclusive, so to speak. Especially if you spend so much time like investing in somebody.
I mean, I feel that way in friendships too, especially if your friends or your associates do what we do. Like, I feel like I'm the go-to. Like, I'm the plug all the time. But like, who's plugging me?
Right.
Like, I'm always, oh, you need this contact, or you need that, which is great, but like, what? I can't go to you for. I can't. And again, I think we're happy to do it, but it can be very draining and very straining when you're doing a lot of pouring out and no one is pouring into you.
It's exhausting, and that's why you bring back. I understand why girls don't share. Like, there's some girls, some YouTubers, some Instagrammers that never tagged anything, and I understand it now. It's like, that's valuable.
Yeah.
But women are out here charging for their vendor list.
But then also, like, are we doing a disservice to the community? I think it goes back to like, why am I doing this? Like, why are we doing this? Are we doing a disservice to the community? Because at the end of the day, like, you may be pouring into like 40, 50, 60 people, but it's still 100,000+ people that are following you for that inspiration because you're inspiring them to do their hair this way. Okay, well, you use this. I may not always use this shampoo and this conditioner, but at least this is my starting point.
But you know what? Why it made it why it was valuable back in the day with like YouTube and stuff is because like, it was fair. It was fair playing field. We are no longer in a fair playing ground. Like everything was level before. It was just like, I'm gonna share this because I'm gonna get a certain amount of views, and then I have affiliate links, and I'm gonna get like all this stuff has declined, but we're still sharing.
Yeah. I mean, touche, my nigga, touche.
Yo,
it's real.
It is.
And also, people just don't do their research.
Yeah. They're not even because then I see you with this, you tag it. Next thing you know, I'm wearing this, and then next thing you know, I'm tagging this, and we're doing a whole micro content at all because I did a haul from this place, right? So like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay, let's ask y'all: tag or not tag? To tag or to not tag? What y'all think?
And what you doing? Like, if you pay for the service, what are you doing? Are you tagging or are you not tagging?
You know what I think though? I think that it's in the advantage of smaller creators to do the tag.
Yeah, of course. You gotta build up your in the presence of, also doing things for free.
Yeah.
Or doing things for exposure. Like that is in your benefit because when you're starting out early on, you want to get more eyes on you. You want to build your audience up. But once you get your audience to a decent size where you can actually start making money or monetizing your audience, I think that's when you need to shift and assess what you're doing and what's working, what's not. What's your next goal?
Yep, agreed.
Yeah. Wow. Are we winding down yet? Yeah, we should be.
We had an hour and 40 minutes. That's enough time.
Do we have any questions? Do we have any audio notes? Like anything? Did anybody drop us questions on Instagram?
No. Oh, yeah, we do. We do have a couple Instagram questions, and we have a question of the week. We said that was question of the week, but we really got a real question of the week.
Oh, yeah. Questions? Any questions?
Okay, someone said, what are the positive and negatives about being an influencer?
Positive, I would say, is definitely living the life on your terms and kind of like carving out the life that you want for yourself, because it really does afford you a lot of freedoms. Like even before the pandemic and people were working from home, like we could do our jobs anywhere in the world. Mm-hmm. So I think the freedom to be able to live whatever and really live life on your terms, whatever that means to you. I'm not saying everybody is afforded this luxury, but I think some semblance of it, or you're working towards that for sure. I think it's a sense of ownership, the responsibility that comes with having an audience. It's definitely, I don't take it for granted. It's not really an art either. But yeah, I think it's some type of notoriety associated with it as well. You're not the average person. I don't think so. And it comes with its benefits like any other profession. Or prestige, like any other profession. And also its negatives and stereotypes as well that we have to deal with. And I would say the downside, you're just opening yourself up to public scrutiny. If you don't have like a firm grip on who you are or a backbone, or, just allow things to just kind of roll off you, I think it can be a bit, detrimental to your mental health at times. And, it's a volatile environment. So, dealing with algorithms and things of that nature, you have to constantly be able to shift and pivot, and it's a lot. And so I think, that's definitely a downside for me.
Yeah.
But it's, it kind of evens itself out.
Yeah, for me, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. Mm-hmm. The pro, like Kia said, you get to cultivate and curate whatever your lifestyle is. If you want to deep sea dive with whales, like you literally can do that all day, every day, or you can be an influencer chef. Like there's so many different types of influencer that you really can curate and shape your own life. The free stuff, I'm not even gonna front, like the free stuff isn't great. I haven't paid for skincare in my 10 years. My friends don't pay for skincare. Like it's really dope to be able to get free things. I think community, like building community, helping shift culture. Because at the end of the day, Kia, 60 years from now, when they talk about Instagram and YouTube and Twitter, our names, our blogs, our businesses are gonna be in that list, so that's fucking dope.
That is.
The money is good. I make good money doing what I love, living a life that I love. It feels good to do that. Cons. Money management. If you don't come with any money management skills, this is still a freelance life. So taxes are not taken out. There is no health and there is no insurance. There is no 401k. So you have to really sit down and figure out how much money do you need to set aside for taxes? How much do you need to save up for your retirement? When you work a regular job or traditional job, they take that money out automatically. You don't even got to think about it. But as a content creator, I have to actively think about, well, how much money do I need to save now in my 30s to be okay in my 70s? And then like Kia said, I think there's a lot of pressure on us to live a certain life because we are influencers, because we are leaders. There's a lot of pressure to say certain things or to not say certain things because you're in the spotlight. So sometimes that can be a con.
Yeah, definitely.
We got questions?
If you're one of those people where you benefit from an influencer friend, what are ways that you could balance the relationship without actually having a platform as leverage?
I think we should probably read the question. What was the question?
You see, it's the only question.
Okay.
If you are one of those people where you benefit from an influencer friend, what are ways that you could balance the relationship without actually having a platform as leverage? I think one, being a friend. Like, I think that it's the same, not even remotely comparing us to celebrities at all. But when someone has something that's covetable or wanted, whether that's fame or money or whatever, I think that comes along with a slew of friends that are friends and not really friends. And so it can be difficult to navigate that. So being a real friend, just showing up like you would for anybody else, not just when it's a party, not just when it's free stuff, not just when it can benefit you, but actually just fucking being there. Also offer to help. Yo, you need help shooting content? Yo, can I help you set up? Hey, I'm free today. I know you got a photo shoot. You want me to come take some behind the scenes? Because sis, I ain't paid for skincare in a year, so you saved me about $2,000. The least I could do is offer you 3 hours of my day. Those type of things, for sure.
Definitely. Don't make it so transactional, And just by being my friend, you're going to absorb so much of this business. And I want all the people around me to win. So if you're my friend, I fuck with you, I would want to be able to empower you and put you in a position to thrive. Like, I want to know your goals, like, how can I help? And but at the same time, it should very well be like, how can I help you as well? I think help is something we don't really ask for, but we need it so much.
Also, so being supportive, share our content on your story. Yo, if I drop something, buy that shit. Like, it makes me so happy.
Watch our lives.
When my friends buy shit from me or like from a partnership or something. And because it shows that, like, especially when I know they don't need it. Like, I know you don't need this thing. I know you just bought it just to support me, but I think that's really dope.
And it doesn't have to be every time. We're not saying we want you to go broke trying to support, swipe up link that we got. Like, even just swiping up or just resharing or reposting or commenting something of substance under our post, or congratulating us, giving us our flowers. Like, yo, that was a dope, some content that you created last week. Like, just just being a friend. Like, because if I was a doctor and I was saving lives, what type of friend would you say?
Exactly. Yo, I saw something dope. This was on Twitter maybe like 2 years ago, a year ago. It was like a thread talking about how when women give birth to babies, we always give them a baby shower, but we should start giving our friends business showers. Like, when you birth a business, you should like hang out with your girls, celebrate, maybe get them a little gift, maybe a planner or something, because it takes a lot to bring a business to light. So that's another thing can be doing. And it doesn't have to be with an influencer. Like, it could just be any friend you have that's starting something new.
Like, celebrate your friends, let them know that you're there for them, that you support them, that you ride for them. Just let them know. If you haven't done so, let your friends know right now, after this live.
Voice memo, anything.
Let them know you appreciate them.
Any other questions? No? Okay. That's it. Should we take one more? We got a couple on Instagram.
Okay. Take a good one.
Okay. Let me see.
Something we haven't answered yet.
I'm trying.
No, we talk about that all the time.
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question? Where we at?
If you weren't doing what you're doing now, what would you be doing?
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, if you weren't doing what you are doing now, what would you be doing? I would be an actress, for sure.
Yeah.
Not saying it might still be in the cards for me.
That's what I'm saying.
I for sure would be an actress.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like movie or TV show?
All of the above.
Yeah.
Like maybe even theater, Broadway.
Like a play?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I'm doing
Wow.
that, for sure.
You still got time.
I got plenty of time.
That would freak me the fuck out. I would die.
See me on TV.
Ah,
That's hilarious. What would you be doing?
what I'm doing? What I'm doing?
It'll just be an extension of what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I would be, well, I'm already trying to transition
same.
out of doing this, but I would be a writer. I would have a couple of books. I would be a director. And I would own a cannabis brand. I'm trying to grow some weed and sell some weed. There's not
Yes.
enough Black women doing that.
Not enough at all.
Yeah, I think that's like,
So,
it's weird because I like so many things and it's hard not to capitalize. It's hard to choose like,
but that's the
What?
businesswoman in you. I always bring up Jay-Z. Like he
Yeah.
liked liquor, so you got a liquor brand. Like sports,
Right.
you got a sports. Like you start to create businesses
Yeah.
of your interests.
but
And
do
that
you ever
means
feel
they
like you
align.
have too many? I got 4 businesses.
No, I don't. I mean, can you manage them?
Yes.
Are they
Yeah,
making?
they're
Are they
making-
lucrative? Are they not draining you?
Yeah,
Like
not draining.
right. So
Yeah.
get a fifth. You
Yeah.
know, get a six. Get a
We would just
seven,
be,
you know?
I think we would be entrepreneurs like we are now,
Yeah, we're already entrepreneurs. So
Yeah.
it's just like the extension,
basically.
more extension to the things that we already do.
Yes.
And that is just a testament to what the future is going to bring for sure.
Producers, we would be producing shows
Yeah.
and content. Yeah.
So let's
Oh, we have
move
one
on.
more?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's answer this last one. Last question, y'all.
Yeah, because Instagram kind of stale. Y'all ask the same questions over, and we appreciate the feedback. We do.
You see the question?
Vic can direct in a movie or show y'all. Could be a business together. Vic can direct Kia in a movie for sure. I know that. Where's the question mark?
She's already
Oh, did you ever have difficulties accepting compliments without putting yourself down? If you have, how were you able to get through that?
Yeah. I used to think people were lying to me.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, because I was a cute kid and then I was not cute. Like I had way too many teeth, I had bug teeth, I had a gap. Like I got made fun of every single day, y'all, in middle school, like every day. And so then, and I was around a lot of white people, which this matters because I'm Black, at this time I had big hair, it was down to here, I didn't have a relaxer, so I would wear it in 2 braids, and all the other Black girls, which was like 3, they had relaxers. And so the Black boys that I went to school with, they all liked white girls. And if they didn't like white girls, they liked the Black girls with the pressed hair because that's what they were used to. So I thought that I was ugly. It wasn't until I moved to DC, I got my braces off and I started pressing my hair. Niggas was like, oh, you light skinned with freckles with long hair? And I was like, no, you're not talking to me. I'm not cute.
European standards of beauty.
Literally. And so I think it honestly took me being in therapy to learn to accept a compliment without either having a rebuttal for it or complimenting someone else. I felt like if someone gave me a compliment, then I was obligated to compliment them too. It was very hard for me to just say, oh, thank you, and walk away. But now I'm good. I'm like, oh, thank you. I know I look cute. Thank you.
For me, I have kind of a similar story. Cute and then not really cute. I didn't really like blossom into much until maybe freshman year in high school. Cause I was like, I've been this height since like middle school.
Same.
Taller than all the boys. I just like hunch over, had horrible posture. I got my hair cut in like a bowl cut. Like it was just like. But then I also played sports, so I always leaned on playing sports. So I never really put value in like my outward appearance. because I could play sports and I could fight, and so nobody was ever going to bring that to my doorstep. And so I kind of like leaned on that, but I always felt awkward. I never really was, boys were never really into me young until it got to like high school or whatever. But it gave me that focus, that I was really focused on sports, focused on myself, and just being an athlete and things of that nature. So usually when you're an athlete, your hair is looking crazy, you're dressed in sweats, you're always in sneakers, like, so it's like you're not too much on your appearance anyway. But at the same time, I'm still a young girl developing and liking boys and things of that nature. So I'm sure there was some insecurities rooted in boys not liking me.
Yeah.
But I'm like that with anything. Like anytime there's something negative, I usually take that and pour it into something positive. So
yeah,
kind of stuck with me through the years. But I've definitely dealt with not right now, I wouldn't say, of like imposter syndrome. I think for me shows its head like through procrastination, because there's something as a fear of me not addressing this particular assignment or whatever it is. So I think oftentimes it comes out as waiting to the last minute to do something.
Same. Also, back to the compliment thing, I think because of what we do, we've gotten very used to receiving compliments, because every time you post a picture, yes, girl, I love that. So like anything, once you flex a muscle and once you work it, you get better at it. And so now that we get compliments almost on a daily, like Kia, almost every time I leave the house, somebody is gonna say, "Oh, I like your outfit." So I've become accustomed to it, but at first it was weird.
And I think you have to be comfortable in yourself to even receive those compliments, because there's a certain confidence that you exude. Yeah. And it might, like I said, I was in sweats, but it's just like you're in sweats, but you're still, walking a certain aura about yourself. Yeah. So it's just like find that inner confidence in you. Like once you start stepping and walking in your light, not somebody else's light, or really find like who you are, I think that's when the compliments and you accepting the compliments will come. I'm not saying compliments are everything, and not even just on your looks, but maybe on your work. Yep. Maybe, on the type of person that you are. Like I feel like compliments come in so many different forms.
Yeah, definitely.
And what do you find value in? Like, looks fade, right?
Girl, they can do that.
But this style, this driven forever, all right? I'll be 80 serving looks. What?
I mean,
that's so funny. Any more questions?
I think that's it, y'all.
All right, let's move on to our block of the season. Bye, wig. Trump is definitely my block of the season. Like, it's been so peaceful, so quiet, without wig in the White House. Oh my God.
We have to go. That's crazy, because my block of the season is white men.
Well, he definitely fits in that category.
Yo, just think about all of the wars and all this shit that white men have done. And think about how peaceful the world would be. It probably wouldn't be no global warming. It wouldn't be
no imperialism, no
nothing.
Colonization.
We would be out here happy. We'd be
happy.
Everybody would be out here happy.
Yes.
So, black and the white men.
All right, bye, girl. Who's the follower of the season?
My follower of the season is NYCX Clothes. I love their hustle. I love their aesthetic. I love what they're doing. They have always dropped knowledge. They always just give this.
And they're young. They're young girls too.
They are. That they give this level of excellence that is just really beautiful to see.
And it's really refreshing.
Yeah.
My follow of the season is Alex Wolf. She was my follow of the week, first episode, and she's still just as amazing. She dropped a podcast episode yesterday, which was titled "Does the World Hate Creators?"
Yeah,
the Internet Hate Creators.
Does the Internet?
It was so insightful. Oh my gosh, she's like a tech philosopher, a marketer. She's just amazing. You guys should definitely follow her for sure.
And that's it's actually the world, and that's our question of the week.
Yeah.
Does the world hate creators?
Do you think so?
Do y'all hate creators?
I mean, we get a lot of pushback, a lot of bounce back, a lot of hate in general. We're not saying us in particular, but just the culture of it.
But I can see why. Like, and in all honesty, I can.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very tone deaf culture. Look at me, look what I have, look what I'm doing. I feel like it's like, what are you giving? It's like take, buy for me, look at me, like me, comment on me, but like, what are you offering aside from a pretty face? and again, not us, but there are a lot of creators out there. You're just a pretty face.
You don't have no opinion about anything. We don't know where you stand. Like just when the whole Black Lives Matter stuff was going on, I think a lot of people, like the wool was literally pulled over people, like from people's eyes, and kind of see like who's real, what's fake, who's about something, and kind of like approached things that way. And like you said, the focus the last year has been on real, on raw, on authentic, and so I think this is an opportunity for change, for new creators out there to really zero in on your messaging and posting with purpose, and what value are you bringing your audience? We talk about this all the time. Nothing new under the sun.
And Black-owned business.
Black-owned business of the season.
Yeah.
What's the name of that brand that got the corn chips?
Oh, PipSnacks.
PipSnacks is my Black-owned business. Yo, they put me on to PipSnacks. Yo, they sent me like I ordered 4 bags. It was gone in like 2 weeks.
Yo, is that
so
talking about when you came up?
Yes.
You got some snacks.
You got them corn chips. They are so good, like addicting.
They're great, and I saw them in the airport.
Really?
The corn chips in the airport.
That's so
which was
dope.
I'm
That is
like,
so
look
dope.
at these Black people out here. My Black-owned business is Black Girl Sunscreen. I've been using them for probably 5 or 6 years. They recently got in Target. What I love about them, one, obviously they're Black-owned. 2, it's a sunscreen that when we put it on, it disappears. Ain't no white or gray residue at all.
I just purchased it, so we'll see.
It's good. And also, wear your sunscreen. Like spring is coming, summer's coming. Black people get skin cancer. You have hyperpigmentation. No sunscreen is gonna make that thing flare up. So wear your sunscreen. PSA.
Period. Boo. All right, we're gonna end this episode with some.
Before we end this episode,
What?
actually, can you do me a favor? Can you pass me the shit?
Oh, we about to pop
Have a bottle.
Because
We made it to 10.
Yes, we have to celebrate. You have to celebrate every win. Right? Get in that habit. That's how you practice gratefulness, whatever.
Okay, now.
Celebrate.
So I feel like we should move this.
Oh, wait, look,
Oh,
it's connected to it.
Okay, wait, we're gonna move it this way. There. Okay. Sorry, y'all. We have like
Wait, don't pop it. Like, just like.
I'm just gonna open it, but sometimes
like, away from your face, away from
this,
that
away from all the
$2,000
expensive shit, the lights, the computer. We ready?
He's ready.
Can we open? You ready? Hey!
Ooh, yay!
All right, we need some glasses so we can cheers.
Don't mind us, I know these are so
I
dusty.
feel like these need to be. Wait, can we receive that real quick? Sorry, it's live. I mean, if this was the
Oh, she got that Clico.
Y'all
okay,
getting
not no
the
Andre
real.
over here, right?
only the best.
That's the best.
Have you ever gone to one of their
No,
picnic things?
the Polo Classic.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Have you been?
I haven't, but I kind of want to go now because we can't go.
I know. It's like I used to always watch that. Certain looks. On the grass.
Next time,
Don't even know nothing about Polo.
we in there.
But Black people was in the building serving looks.
I never saw any white people.
Ever. Like there were people ever.
With us, honey. Black
People are reverse
luxury.
gentrified some stuff for sure.
Is that what it is? Are we gentrified?
I don't know.
I don't either. Can
It's
black
about time.
people gentrify?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yes.
I think so.
You can. It's the race of the occupant. Cheers. All
All right, guys.
Join us for a toast.
Cheers, kid.
Cheers, big.
1 season.
Done. 10 episodes. Here's to many, many more.
Was she good? Yes,
Like,
no.
man. You could have put this in the freezer a little
Yeah.
bit.
Mm-hmm. All right, encouraging words.
Oh well, let me remember.
Did you write?
No, I'm referencing a tweet. Okay, so Kanye, I'm gonna say it was a couple years ago, he tweeted when he was on Twitter, Kanye's a little profound, you know.
He is.
He's very smart. He's very, very intelligent. And so when he goes off on his little things, I'm like, come on now. But anyway, he tweeted, as a creative, your ideas are your strongest form of currency. Stop giving them away for free, all right? Don't do that. Make these companies sign NDAs. If you're pitching them, sign an NDA before you pitch them. And if they're not going to sign the NDA, then maybe the opportunity is not for you. We have to really understand the currency, literal currency that we hold as creators with ideas.
And protect it.
Protect it for sure.
Protect it. Mine is, if you build it, they will come. So that idea that you're sitting on, that business, that platform, whatever it is, just build it. Don't worry about the audience right now. Just build it.
Period.
And with that,
at 2 hours and 4 minutes, that concludes
episode 10, our season. So we'll be back in the fall.
Yeah, we'll be back in the fall. I mean, that doesn't mean you won't see content from us. We're just gonna be getting podcast content.
We got some stuff in the works.
Things. Studio will be opening up in the summer, so you guys will be able to come here and record your podcast, record your YouTube videos, shoot any type of content that you need. So definitely stay tuned for that. Follow us on all social platforms at Content Queens.
Email us, contentqueens@gmail.com. And I love y'all. We couldn't have done this without you guys.
No, any last questions? Anything?
No.
All right. Bye. Cheers. All right, somebody has to get up.
I was like, how we turn this off? You feeling it here?
I feel it here. I'm hungry now.
We don't know how to end. I'm about to end it.
End stream right there.
End. Wait, now will it save it?